All right. Hey, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Do you
I
have a
don't really
name?
have an introduction. Not really.
Ah, you-
I'm gonna figure it out whenever
okay,
it happens. I don't know. I was thinking like Corona Cast, but I'm like,
that's pretty good.
that's
That's
pretty
pretty good.
good. Dude, I'm
That's-
not gonna lie. Stole this from Asher.
oh
100%.
no,
100%. Stole this from Asher. No, cause like I was watching Asher's Twitch stream, and I'm like, he kept on talking about doing a podcast. I'm like, what? Fuck this. This is a good idea. So I'm gonna
and
do it.
and make it better.
And
And make it
yeah,
better.
yeah, exactly. No, I sent Asher a text. I'm like, hey, I'm stealing your idea. You want to come on it since I'm stealing it? And he's like, yeah, sure. When? I'm like, sometime this week. He was like, oh, I thought you meant this summer. I'm like, pussy. I'm like, I'm gonna do it now. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
wait till later on.
yeah.
Cause honestly, it's like might as well use it. Like Zoom
I mean,
works.
there's nothing better to do.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like honestly just killing time, just trying to figure
Mhm.
out like what I can do. Cause there's like the shooting stuff. And then there's like editing stuff together because I'm doing two recordings. One of the Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm also doing like a face cam and also a screen
True.
recording. Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm doing a screen record which shares what's on my screen, but also like
Yeah.
face cam. I'm using the Zoom like screen recorder. The
Yeah.
Zoom, whatever it's called. So I can use like these three cams. I can record my screen, what's going on in the Zoom, and my face at the same time.
That's
If
very
everything works, So it's like
technical.
editing all that together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that should kill my time. But yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah. How many
I'm excited
podcasts
to
have
do
you done?
this. I did one yesterday. I have one today, two tomorrow, one on Saturday, and I need to upload my first thing on. I was gonna do Friday, but I'm lazy, so I'll probably do Saturday.
All right. Are you posting them on YouTube?
Yeah,
That's awesome. What channel?
the WT Skitz.
I follow. I'm subscribed. I'm
Yeah,
subscribed.
dude, I can't even find it. Like, I can't even find my own channel. Like, I tried doing like Google search on it. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even find it. Like, I have to Google search Murders Past like that video.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Just because like that's the only one that has any views.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have to like Google search that to find the channel.
What if you go viral because of this? I mean,
I mean, I
it happened.
could. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm honestly it's just kind of like fuck it, doing it for myself, and if people watch it, it's probably people I know.
Yeah, that's so
Like,
fun.
and this is the type of thing that like I found interesting.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of podcasts. So I said, screw it.
That's
I
good.
find it interesting. Other people,
Mm-hmm.
I might as well,
Yeah.
dig into it.
No, that's smart. I like it.
Yeah. You got this the beard growing.
I do. Well, see, here's the thing. I figure if I'm stuck in quarantine and I really can't see anyone, I might as well try and come out of this looking as unkempt as possible. So I haven't shaved. I haven't gotten a haircut. We're going for a lot of lettuce and a lot of just
A
disgusting.
mullet? Just grow like a mullet.
Yeah, mullet and like a nice beard, but it doesn't connect. So we're working on it. Working on it.
Yeah, I don't grow facial hair either.
Well,
I just can't, so I don't even try.
Exactly, but I
I'm
mean,
just like, screw it.
it's been a little while, so we're seeing what I
Yeah.
can. It doesn't look
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We
I
can't.
mean, like, once you get out of the quarantine, just like shave off the sides, keep the back, and keep the tops. You just have
Just
a
a nice
neck mullet. Just
That's
keep the mullet.
that is the goal.
That's the move.
Yeah. Well, I heard someone was saying how in their 30s their goal is to look like as unusual as possible. I'm in my 20s, I want to look as insane as I want people to question my sanity when they see me.
I want people to ask me if I'm okay.
Yeah,
Like that's my goal.
That's what I strive for. I want people to be worried about me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
No, dude,
attention.
I'm trying to keep like tamed. I'm trying to keep looking good during this
Yeah.
whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
because especially since like now it's like now that I have like a camera, I'm like, oh yeah, I better look good on camera.
That's a good point. Sorry I didn't shave, but
No, it's all right. No, I wanted to see the beard.
yeah,
I wanted to
exactly.
see the progress. When I first saw it, I'm like, ooh, Jake's growing a stew beard. And they kept growing. I'm like, ooh, Jake's growing a beard, like a beard.
Yeah. Well,
I think I like
it's coming. It's a work in progress. Thank you. Thank you.
I thought it was a stew beard. Talking about the short, but all the way around.
Double? Ooh, I could grow that.
Dude, hell yeah. Just grow like shave the middle of it, so it just goes around and stops right
Yep,
here.
right there, right at the mustache.
Yeah, there we go. With the mullet, dude, you got it.
Best look ever. Yeah.
Where what's it called? Overalls.
I a nice pair
There
of
we go.
overalls. Yeah.
Yeah, overalls and button. What's it called?
Yeah.
The strap, not stripe, but like
Plaid.
squares. Yeah,
Plaid.
plaid shirt,
Plaid
red
shirt.
and black plaid. There you go. You got the look.
Good look. That's a good
That's the
look.
look you're looking for.
Lumberjack.
Yeah, let's go lumberjack look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you you went to BU, right?
I do go to Boston University.
Yeah.
The Boston University. I just want the. You just got to put the in front of every college, and it makes it a lot smarter.
Boston. That's true. It does.
Yeah. So it's just really cold there, and it's a city. There's water there, a lot of people, but it is cold. And that's Boston for you. Yeah.
You know, I remember I've been to wherever the city is, wherever the biggest Boston. I've been to Boston. I'm like, what's the city in Boston? I'm like, wait, Boston is the city. But yeah, I went there several times. Once my cousin's wedding, and then there was a school trip. And I think, it was Boston where Asher locked me in the bathroom. I got really pissed. And I think I threw a shoe at him, something like that. I didn't want to get in trouble and like punch him. So I think I threw a shoe at him. I didn't want to get sent home.
Yeah, the obvious next best thing to physical violence is throwing a shoe at someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like when you want to be violent, but you don't want to, like, you know, it's like the pimp slap. You know what I mean?
It's a fine line.
There's a fine line.
Punching someone, throwing a shoe. It's just on the good side of the line.
Well, it's not even that. It's like you want to be. It's like the pimp approach, right? Like you want to keep your bitch in place, but you don't want people to know because you might get arrested.
I don't know if I would use that analogy. That's slightly risky using that analogy.
I'm not saying Ash is my bitch. I'm just saying that's the mindset. I want to put my anger out, but I don't want people to see it.
Okay.
That's the approach.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Just that's fun hand backhand.
Okay. So, yeah, I do go to Boston University. That is correct.
Yeah. Well, what were you saying? I kind of cut you off.
No, you didn't. I mean, well, I had never been to Boston until I started touring like colleges and stuff. That was my first time going up to Boston. So you have me beat. You've probably been to Boston more times than me pre-college. I'll give you that.
Well, you've been there longer than I have, so you have me beat there. That's true.
I do. You went to LA though.
I did move to LA. Yeah, I wasn't going to, but then I was like, I don't want to stay at home.
Do you go to the beach?
Repeat that.
Do you go to the beach often, or are you like not that close?
I haven't gone to the beach a single time. Like I've been wanting to, but I'm like 3 hours away.
Oh, okay, 3 hours.
So I'm like, I want to, but I'm also like busy. I'm kind of like, I'm busy, as in like because for a while I had school and work, which took up like most of my days. Then I have just work, which still takes up most of my days. And like, and it's like when I'm not working, dude, I just want to like take a nap.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And I thought, 3 hours isn't that close, but still, you go like Malibu or something, like LA.
Dude,
like,
hell yeah. Dude, Malibu is like 6 hours, like 4 hours or something like that.
California's huge. Oh my God, it's windy.
That's way too big. Yeah,
it is a huge state, but still, beaches. I mean, it's sunny out. I mean, well, what's better than that? It doesn't get better than that.
Dude, it rains in California. I thought it doesn't rain in California, right? It's like my dad was like quoting me a song of like it never rains in Southern California. Like I'm like, all right, cool. I still brought my rain jacket just in case. First week I went there, it rains. Second week I go there, it rains. First month I was there, it rains every single week.
Well, I mean that's
to this day it still rains. I'm like,
that's probably terrible for you, but great for everyone who lives there. Because
I know
a record drought, and you're like, gosh darn it, there's so much rain everywhere, and they're like,
Like, what the fuck?
getting water for the first time in
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
They're
They're
just
like
straight up,
dancing in the rain. They're
yeah,
like doing like what's it called? Snow angels in the rain.
no, it just in the rain. They've never seen it before. Entire
Yeah.
lives have gone by, never seen
They're
rain, and
like
you're
touching it, like
yeah.
yeah. They're scared of it. They're staying inside because they don't know what it is.
Exactly.
They're and I was making the joke that like the farmers should pay me to stay there, because
Who should
like
be there?
the farmers, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
farmers
You brought
should
the
like
rain.
totally pay me, because like yeah, I brought the rain,
Yeah.
but not like joking that like I left DC to get away from the rain. Went to LA, the
Yeah.
rain followed me there.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
went back home and it's been raining here.
It-
So rain just keeps following me.
what a hard life. What a hard
know.
life.
Like rain, rain, go away. Do the dance. Oh, you were talking about like going on a couple minutes ago. You were talking about going on the what's it called? The school, not school tour.
Yeah, like college
I'm
visits.
got call yeah, visiting colleges. What was that like for you? Because for me, I did like a full like road trip because I had to go to a Boy Scout troop was like doing like a camping trip, and so
Mhm.
we kind of like visit colleges like kind of on the way to there.
That's cool.
But
That's really
for you,
cool.
what was that like?
I mean, I literally, it was like there would be a day off of crew. I'd have a long weekend, and I would just go up to like Boston for 3 days, and I would tour. Or I think I did most of them actually in the summer. So I would just pick like a weekend to go up in the summer when my mom wasn't working, and me and my mom, my brother, would visit different schools in like an area. So I would go up to Philadelphia, visit a bunch of schools there. Go up to Boston, a bunch of schools there, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal. I would get a hotel for like 3 schools over the weekend. But yeah, exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
I was thinking like, what did we have days off in crew?
Yeah, there
I'm
was
like,
like
because we don't.
summer. It was
Yeah,
the
because
summer.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Because like I remember like rowing up because I remember like, going to like a summer camp and rowing like right before a hurricane hit.
That is scary.
Like I'm like I don't know what you're talking about. We got we got days off. I'm like we never got days off. Like
Yeah.
unless like the government was like no, you have to go home.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. We were out on the water with lightning strikes certain
Yeah,
times.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I
Right.
remember, dude. I remember there was cause I went to the GW like rowing camp. This was sophomore year. I remember like we were rowing. I was rowing in a 4,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like we were rowing, and it was like, all right, we need to go in. There is a huge thunderstorm caused by a hurricane coming in 20 minutes, and so we're south, like we're like south of the dock, and so we're downstream of the dock, so we're trying to head upstream, and the water is like pushing us down, dude. It was terrifying.
That sounds pretty horrible.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking terrified. I thought I was gonna die. So I wrote like my life depended on it because it probably did.
Most likely did. Probably would have died, but you
I
survived.
probably would have died.
And
Yeah,
now
someone almost died.
you have a podcast, and now you have a podcast.
Talking
So
about the times I almost died.
yeah, gives you good podcast material. Well worth it.
That's true. Good story at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we became friends through crew, but we met in elementary school, right? Oh, I think I first saw you in elementary school.
I mean, did you go to Rosemary Hills?
No, I didn't. I went to
so
NCC though.
NCC then, yeah.
Yeah. No, because remember the first time I think I saw you, I didn't like you.
Rather rude.
I was kind of like, I think I was scared of you for some reason. Like something about your hair just scared me. Like legitimately, like I felt uncomfortable. Like I don't know.
How
But,
sweet.
like looking back, it was really stupid. But it was something that I was like, because remember, cause I think you were friends with Jesse, right?
I knew Jesse for like 3 weeks ever. Like,
Yeah. But I remember you talking to him, and like I was friends with him. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I knew Jesse. I like met him, and I talked to him for like 3 weeks, and then he like went to Nevada or something and never came.
Yeah.
I completely forgot he existed until you said that. But yeah, I remember Jesse.
Yeah. No, because I remember you were talking to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I was never like, because then usually like, because my class was pretty boring when we went in the hallways, so I would like hang out with the other classes, and I would usually sit around, him, Miko, Marcus, and like those group. Like, that was my group of friends.
Mhm.
And remember, like, the group kind of split, not really. We just, like, on that day we weren't sitting together, and you were sitting with Jesse talking to him. I'm guessing you were in the same class or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you say I'm, like, fine to hang out. But I was, like, 3 feet away. I was sitting, like, 3 feet away, so I was still, like, in the circle. I was still, like, in the area of my friends, but, like, far away enough from you.
It's fun. Good fun.
I don't know. I don't know, that was weird. But I don't know. Like part of it was I feel like part of it might have been like, I don't know, not really a jealousy thing, but it's kind of like, oh, these are my friends. I don't know who you are.
Ah, damn.
But part of it was also like
a
I don't know who you are.
piss on someone for territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Mere
I
cussing
should have
to mark their
pissed
territory.
on Jesse. He's my territory now.
I mean, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually I'm pretty open, but like to like new people, new friends and stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't 100% open with you at first. I mean, like we also never talked that much, even
Fair
in elementary school.
We became friends
Oh.
at school.
Yeah. Oh, it was no. It was in middle school we started talking.
Oh. Yeah.
Because pre what's it called? Because before school would start, we would all sit in the cafeteria, right? And because I remember you doing some dumb you would always do some dumb shit, which is why I would always stick around, because you would always do something that was just like fun to be around.
Well, thank you. That's very kind. Was that Westland? Here's the problem. I
Yeah, that
have
was
like
Westland.
amnesia, and I like physically cannot recall anything more than like 1 year ago. I don't know if I like got hit in the head a couple too many times. I do have a concussion history, but I really
I remember that. We were
I
making fun of you for the concussion.
look. I got another concussion. What was it this year? It was this
no.
year. Yeah. So I have some slight memory issues, but
How'd you get that concussion?
this most recent, playing basketball, just straight.
Wait.
My face went into someone's shoulder. My mouth was bleeding. Yeah, but earlier in that game, we were playing basketball. That was the most bloodiest game of basketball I've ever experienced in my life. We were playing.
Says the guy who tabletops during basketball, so I'm not surprised.
I'm a shooter. I score, okay? But anyway, we were playing basketball, and it was like 5-on-5. It was like me and these like 5 college students, and then these 5 like balding middle-aged like beer belly like dad bod dudes, and they were so disgustingly good at basketball and overly aggressive. They were destroying us. But so my teammate like dove on the ground, and then one of these like balding dudes dove like off the ground too to get the ball. And when they popped up, the like kid on my team starts screaming, and he goes, "Oh my God." And he looks at his hand and he goes, "I gotta go to a hospital." And then we're like, "What?" And he's like, I gotta go. And we look at his hand, and his pinky was right here. And you just saw bone. You just saw bone and a finger dangling. And I like almost threw up. It was so terrifying.
And you kept playing after that. You meant, oh yeah, he broke a finger. Let me just keep on playing basketball.
Him and his like good friend, they left to go to the nurse or something, and then there were 8 of us, so we just played 4-on-4. I should not have continued playing though, because 20 minutes later I got a concussion. So.
And then 20 minutes after that, someone lost their life.
Yeah, someone died.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gone, but yeah. Crazy game.
Yeah.
Crazy game.
But I mean, then again, Shaq, he's considered one of the best, and he's not young, so I mean.
That's true.
Well, he has a bit more than a beer belly, but nevertheless.
Yeah, don't doubt those old heads. I mean, they have years on me. They got more experience. They've been doing it.
All about the experience. Dude, honestly, like, the beer belly is, like, low-key, like, a move. You know what I'm talking about?
Look, I don't know. I feel like we're still relatively in our prime. You got to hold out a little bit.
Well, listen, I mean, if we're going for, like, not look like people being concerned, like asking you, are you okay? Like, beer belly is the way to go.
The alcoholic depression. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that would make people ask questions on if you're okay or not. Underage stuff, can't relate.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I first moved to LA, like I had like before for a while I wasn't like really working out just because I
Mhm.
just lost motivation.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I told my friends, I was like, man, I want to work out, but like my belly is perfect. 'Cause I had like six pack on the top, but like beer belly on the bottom. I'm like, listen, if I work out, I'm gonna lose this, and I won't be able to get it back.
Right. I mean, you worked
He's
hard.
like, yeah, exactly. Like I worked hard for it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And so like she's like, hey, it's fun, you can get it back. I'm like, I doubt it, but sure, I'll get back in shape.
Mhm.
So I start working out again. I stop, and I can't get my beer belly back.
Well, what's the point? What's the point in living at that point then?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like it's the perfect amount of six pack and fat. Because it's six pack on the top, like the top half of your stomach.
A delicious
Six pack.
sandwich. It's like you got some
There we go.
turkey on top, some ham underneath. I mean, it's like a cold cut
Exactly.
sub, a nice Italian sub.
Exactly. It is a. There we go. It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. I mean, fair. I mean, what would like an Italian sub be without like the ham or something? Or
Exactly.
without the prosciutto. You need all the meats. So you need all the layers of
Yeah, exactly.
stomach in this scenario, I guess.
Although it was like more like two layers, and like my chest and like under my legs were like the bread.
Or the bread.
So,
Yes. Okay. This is
that's
a
the bread.
beautiful visual body sandwich. Painted a picture here.
Perfectly. You can just taste it.
Yeah. Ugh. This.
Bad wording.
Yeah. All right. So.
Let's go back to middle school real quick. Remember, because you were saying that you have kind of like you've forgotten a lot from middle school. I'm gonna be honestly my most memories I can remember like most vividly are the ones from middle school are the ones with you in it.
That's very sweet.
No, well, it's not always for the best reason.
Oh, wow,
given, but
sweet.
it's usually the funniest reason. Like I remember there was what was our we were in the same biology class in 7th grade.
Oh, ooh.
What's her name?
Miss Emery.
Miss Emery.
She hated
I remember
me.
Yeah, I know she did. She would send you to the corner. She would like send you out of the room, and you just peek through the window. Dude, I'd be cracking up every single day because this would happen like every single week.
It was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was not my peak. See, here's the thing. I was in like middle school. I was consistently getting in trouble with my teachers. Like I was horrible. I was loud. I was obnoxious. But it's just because I had too much damn energy. As soon as I went to high school and I started crew and I had to like row for 3 hours and then get home
exactly.
and then wake up way too early for classes, I was the best student because I was just too tired to talk. I was literally
I was too tired to do homework. That's my problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would just do homework right before class. In the class, it was like a frantic scramble.
But yeah, dude, I was never good at like frantically doing homework. I would try, but
I miss that stress. I need that anxiety in my life of like having to write stuff down as the teacher is going around checking the homework. I need that stress. I miss it. It's like a gaping hole of anxiety
in your heart.
In my heart. Keeps me on edge. Keeps me honest.
That's true. I don't know about honest.
Well, yeah,
cheating. I mean, that's kind of cheating at home on homework at that point.
I'm doing it before it's graded, so that is not cheating.
Yeah, it's true.
It is.
No, but I remember especially you were in the front. You were always in Emery's class. You were always in the front, like right next to her desk.
Yeah.
Because I remember everyone would switch seats except for you.
She loved to.
She'd always try to keep you close. Exactly.
I was great company.
And you would tell her that. I remember that. It would piss her off because she's like, I don't want you as company. But
she kept me around.
No, but I remember that you were sitting like on her by her desk in the front row, and on your left it was Haley, and on your right it was someone else who was like whoever her best friend was.
Judith.
Like on the right.
Judith?
It was Judith.
Yes.
They were sitting.
Dude, I'm telling you, I have amnesia. I have forgotten these people's existence. You are like taking me down memory lane.
Dude, because when I think middle school, this is the memory I think of, right? Where it's they're like they're like showing something on their phone, like in between, like right on your lap. Because they're both like this, and your lap is like right there, so it looks like they're looking at your lap.
Yeah.
And so Miss Emily asked them, like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "Yeah, guys, stop looking at my lap or something." I just started cracking up because it did not look good. Because it looked like they like were looking,
Well,
at your dick, and it just did not look good. And I'm just cracking up. I was sitting behind.
well, I was a minor, so
They were too.
fair enough. Yeah, the good old days. Back when my knees could bend all the way, because
Back when my back wasn't broken.
I feel like everyone's like, oh, your 20s, that's your physical peak. That's a lie. That's a
My peak was when I was 14.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll say like 17 was my physical peak. Like my back I wake up and my back is in pain. I'm like playing basketball, my knees are cracking. Like how is this possible? How does it only get worse from here? Like I'm 20.
Dude, by 17, I was already broken.
Yeah, I'm like complaining like I'm like 60 years old and I'm like a solid 20.
Yeah,
It's not good. It's not ideal.
It's like at 17, I'm already like physically and mentally broken. I'm just
broken.
Like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I do miss when I could lie down without back pain.
Yeah, I know. Dude,
Can't remember. Amnesia. Don't work.
It's all amnesia from those 2 concussions.
Yeah. I think I've officially had 3 concussions. So.
Wait, so there was one during middle school?
There was like one during like recess at NCC where I was like playing football and I can't recall this, but me and 2 dudes bumped heads and I like lost consciousness.
I thought that was me.
No, I think it was
No.
I think it was Raza. Do you remember Raza?
Yeah, I do remember. Dude, I saw him on my gap year, my gap couple months. Yeah. I went to Safeway or something. I saw Raza actually working. Dude, I felt like such a bum because he was working, and I'm just like, at this point I wasn't working.
Yeah,
like he's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And like, we greeted each other. I was like, "Damn, I feel like such a bum." I'm like, "I'm not working. My dude here is working."
Kensington Safeway?
No, this was. Oh no, he was working in the one in Bethesda.
Oh, okay.
The one right by
Chipotle, right?
No, not that one. The one by I think it's by Bethesda Elementary.
Oh.
I don't know Bethesda. I don't know Bethesda that well.
That's a Giant.
The one where.
Is that
Giant, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Giant, Safeway, Whole Foods, grocery store.
Grocery store. So you worked at Safeway, right?
Yeah, for a little bit.
How was that? I never saw.
It was
a real shame, Johnny. Like I go to that.
I worked a lot. Like I worked so much then.
Yeah, I never saw you once.
Did you go to that one? Oh no, I didn't go to the one in Kensington. I worked at the one on in not Silver Spring.
That would explain it.
Yeah, it was like 30-minute drive from my house every single day to work at Safeway. I'm like, eek. I don't know. Dude, like it was fun, but it was kind of like, it kind of felt like a lot of the people who were working there had like been working there for years who were like stuck. So like there are 2 types of people who are like, I'm only here for a little bit until I can like get things sorted out, until I can move on to my next step. Or people who are like, I've been working here for too long. I can't like give up my health insurance and like it's stuck. So I was like, it was fun. I had a lot of good stories just because like crazy customers, but like I was like, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the reason why I actually ended up going to culinary school, because I was like, I can't keep working here.
You didn't want to work at Safeway anymore? You wanted like something different?
Yeah. I want to do something else. Live life a little.
So you started chefing. You became a chef.
I cooked. Yeah. I started becoming. I became a cook.
So how does?
What's up?
How does culinary school work? Like, how many years is it, and what happens when you graduate? Do you become like? Are you like a cook?
Well, I've actually finished my classes already. The school I had 2 programs. Had like an 8-month program and a 1-year program. Same amount of classes, like 300 something classes. or whatever the 1-880 class, something like that.
Yeah.
But they were spread out differently. Like the 12-month one was 3 days a week, and the other one was 5 days a week. So 8-month was 8 months, but 5 days a week, and the other class was 12 months, but 3 classes a week. And I was doing the 8-month, but I switched to the 1-year program just because I need to like slow down and retake some classes. And I'm finished. So I just recently finished with my classes.
Okay.
I have like externship, which is like I have to work to get like my certification that I finished culinary school. But like no one's hiring right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm in a bit of a bad situation, but this will pass and I'll get a job and I'll get my certification.
Are you trying to get a job in LA or here?
Or anywhere? I mean, right now I'm just kind of like chilling, waiting for this to pass.
Yeah.
I had a job.
Yeah, that's
while I was in school, I had a job, but literally right as like my externship started, I lost my job. Like literally like 3 days after. So I was like, well, it's like it wasn't like my boss's fault, just because like this was like because like every 10 years like the food industry like hits like something bad, at least in LA, and like it was like 10 years on the mark.
Wow.
Like just about. Because there's like the coronavirus now. 10 years ago, it was 9/11. And then 10 years before then was the LA riots.
That's true.
No, sorry, you're right. So it was...
like 2008, there was like the Great Recession.
Yeah, there was a recession 10 years ago, or 8 years ago.
Wow.
And then there was LA riots in like 1998, something like that. So it was like around the 10-year period. Like there's always some sort of recession.
Yeah.
So I just hit it on the mark, but
well, new opportunities. I mean, I sell birdseed, so
dude,
that's kind of fun.
I tried getting a job there. I'm so sad.
It didn't work.
I tried. Didn't work. Asher was like, my dad doesn't need any more people. I'm like, okay, dude. I was so heartbroken.
It's a great job.
Dude, I wanted to work for the man himself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna scroll back and see if I can find this text. Dude, it's not that interesting, but it was like, no, like my dad only needs management people. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Oof. I was like, I've done management stuff. He's like, nah, I need actual people. I'm like, oof. Oh, no, I'm not gonna look for it because it's gonna take too much time.
Really cool. But we got our old manager back. She came back, so we no longer are hiring. But yeah.
Wait, so you had a manager, but
manager, and then she quit, and then she came back. So
I gotcha.
Full circle. But anyway, that's the best job ever, dude. I'm telling you, I literally got that job out of the dumbest reason ever. It was like, so do you want me to tell a story of my wild birds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was lying in bed, that spot right there, and Zach Harkness, our mutual friend from crew, he texts me in a group chat. Jeez, that's so loud, my desk. Zach Harkness and Asher, I'm in a group chat with them. I don't know why. Maybe they made it for that. I'm not sure. But anyway, Zach, I'm super bored. Let's go do something. And Asher's like, can't. I'm working. And we had always known that Asher worked at this like bird seed store.
Yeah. The cicada hat.
No one, the hats, yes. But no one knew like what it was about. Like in my mind, I had no idea. I thought maybe they sold live birds. I was like, this is a very strange job. I understand nothing about it. But it just always existed. So I was like, so Asher says, can't, I'm at work. And Zach goes, Jake, let's go do something. And I was like, I'm in bed. And he's like, let's go buy the new Super Mario tennis game. I'm like, maybe. So we were both going to go buy it, but I was like, I'm in bed, Zach. I don't want to. And then he goes, I'll buy you Chick-fil-A. So I was like, sold. I'll go, obviously. And then Asher asked, he's like, well, you guys should come visit me. And then I'm like, no. Like, you live in Virginia. Why would we do that? And then he's like, I'll buy your Chick-fil-A, Jake. And then since Zach was driving me, Zach's like, all right, well, we got to go there because he has to give the money for you. So we go to Northern Virginia. I mean, it was like no traffic. It was like 25 minutes, no big deal. We go there, and I'm expecting, I had no idea what to expect. I was thinking maybe this like big warehouse, or I was thinking maybe like, you know, like a regular store, but it's in the strip center, like strip stores. And it's this tiny little like long store with a bunch of bird seed. And it's like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I thought it'd be a lot bigger. And I was just walking around like messing with stuff, like knocking things over, being annoying.
Jesus.
And Asher's in there. And I look at the sign in the front window and it says, help wanted, now hiring sales associates. And at the time I needed a job. I was unemployed, and I go up to Asher and I'm like, can I have this job? And he goes, well, you need to apply for it. I was like, yeah, I'll apply. I'm like, can I have an application? And he goes in the back and he calls his dad. He goes, hey, you know Jake from Crew? And he's like, yeah, of course I know Jake. And he goes, can he work here if he fills out an application? He goes, yeah, he starts Monday.
Shit.
I got a job selling birdseed, and I've worked there for 2 years.
Dude, that's
the
awesome.
best job. The best job.
Dude, I was expecting you to say, like, as I help wanted, and I called the police. So I was like, expecting, it's like, I saw a sign that said help wanted. So I said, do you want me to call the police?
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and it's Michael, the owner. I mean, we always knew him as like bird guy when we were on Crew. He just took pictures of us and worked at a bird store. Best boss ever. He buys us food. He's super like understanding. He always makes stuff easier on us. He's a great boss.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm working with like my friend Asher, who I had known for 4 years before at Crew. It was a good time. A real hoot and a holler.
Dude,
Shame you didn't get the job.
I know. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I should still apply.
Yeah. I mean, now it's just all online orders and stuff. I can't even work there because not trying to get corona.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll work
stay at home. Shit, what was the thing? I was trying to go back. I had something in mind, but I was listening and I forgot. See, started working at that's right, the cicada hats.
There were no, yes. So it has never come up again, but the cicada thing was, so you know how every 7 years or 21 years or some sort of years, there's like all these cicadas that come. So this is according to Asher. I haven't talked to Michael about it, Asher's dad, my boss, and I have not heard about it. But this is according to Asher like 5 years ago. He said that there was supposed to be a bunch of cicadas in like 2016. So his dad got printed a bunch of like cicada tour shirts and hats and merchandise. And then there was a big rainstorm and none of the cicadas came. So he just had a bunch of boxes with the shirts in them.
I remember how iconic that was. And we just like tormented Asher for like, what, 2 years? We just tormented him about like, hey Asher, how's the cicada hat selling or something? And I remember like suddenly, because I remember suddenly I came into Crew and everyone was talking about buying a cicada hat. And I'm like, what the hell what is going on? I'm like, we were making fun of Asher for this 2 years ago. And now we're all buying like cicada hats.
I'll show you. 1 sec. Okay. We never bought cicada hats, but we did buy Wild Birds Unlimited hats.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes, and they're great hats.
Because I do remember like someone talking about like cicada, like we should buy the cicada products. And we're like, buy like cicada shirts and everything.
Yeah.
We bought the birdseed hat instead.
Yes. Well, we had to give free merchandising to, my place of employment. I didn't work for it at the time. I had this hat before I worked there.
You walked in with the hat asking, can I get a job?
That's how I got the job.
Walked in, it's like the Birdseed Unlimited hat, shirt, pants, like all the merch.
Yes.
Like spray paint, like face paint, like green. Like the sign, like, can I get a job here?
And I got it, and it worked. But yeah, So that job, weirdest thing ever, but there are people who love birds. I didn't
Yeah.
know that, Johnny. I thought they were just weird little like evolution creatures of dinosaurs. I thought they were these really gross things that pooped on cars, and I didn't like those. But there's this one dude I work with, Peter, and he's like the nicest guy ever, and he just loves birds. Like I send him when I'm in Boston, I send him pictures of birds that I don't know what they are, and then he responds in like 12 hours because he doesn't check his phone. He responds and goes like, "This is a white macaw native to like
That's
the
awesome.
eastern region of Boston." He just knows so much. He like knows their Latin names. It's hilarious. But yeah, I always feel bad because I send him a picture of a bird. I'm like, "What is this?" And he goes, "That's a pigeon." Or I'll go, "What's this?" "That's a cardinal." I'll be like, "What's this one? It's white." And he goes, "It's a white pigeon." And it's just he's constantly like saying the dumbest thing. Like he's just, I mean, I'm asking him the worst questions, but it's cool. It's fun. I get to
It's
know a
like,
lot.
what's the? Yeah. No, because we have red cardinals around here. My mom's always taking pictures of those. I'm like, oh no, not
I'm
pictures
sure all
again.
cardinals are red, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
Whatever the bird is, that's like my mom's always taking pictures of.
Hmm.
And when I was in Boy Scouts, there was a dude in my Boy Scout troop. He was like 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Um, he was like obsessed with like not just birds, but like birds, animals, and like plants, and he knew all of them.
That's really
Right?
intense.
And like he was like, "Oh, this is a something ivy. It's part of the something something family." And it's like no one asked, but thank you for the information. And so when it came to because there's like the wildlife, it's like the wild, there's like a wildlife like merit badge for Boy Scouts, and where it was like for plants, and we were supposed to help him because we're an older scout and we're supposed to help younger scouts. And I'm like, all right, what's this? I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be 100% with you. I don't know what, like, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I know you know what this is, so I'm just gonna ask you anyways.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he knows more than I do. I'm like, I'm supposed to help him out with this, but I'm like
Yeah.
asking him questions. I'm like, hey, what's this? I'm like, well, like going on the hike, I'm asking him like, hey, what's this plant? He's like, oh, it's this. So then like 5 minutes later, I'd ask him like, hey, what's this plant? He's like, it's this. I'm like, good, good, good. And I'm like, check off like his boxes and stuff. Because I'm like, I don't know what, because he knows more than I do.
Yeah, fair enough. See, I always thought it was really cool when people like knew all like they could name a plant when they see it. But then I remembered that I can name all 151 original Pokemon. So it's
Oh,
obviously not that impressive. Just like, oh, you memorize something. I know all the Pokemon. They know all the plants. They're equal. Okay.
same thing.
Same thing. Same thing. Equal life skills. Okay. Except maybe if we were like lost in a forest, they would probably survive and I would die. But if we were lost in the Pokemon world, I would
You
survive,
got it.
you would die. So
It's because you've also memorized all the maps too, so you know
yes,
how to get
yes,
back, how to
yes,
get back home in game.
exactly, exactly.
Listen, I'm just saying, uh, nature isn't coming out with any new games. Pokemon is. So, one is more important than the other.
That is smart. You're spitting truths right there.
100%. Pokemon's way more important.
Yes. I want a little brief shout out to my place of employment, as if we haven't talked about enough. If you or any one of the people who watches this video wants to know like what a good bird seed is for attracting a specific bird, ask me. Send me a text. Numbers. Wait, I don't want to give away my number in case it's right?
Here's internet. Here's my number.
Here's the thing. Here's a problem. What if I become like the next Justin Bieber or like the next Barack
That's true.
Obama, right? Either one of those two.
That's
It could
true.
go either way.
Or both. Or both.
Or both. Yeah, pop singing president. Could happen. I mean, I'm only 20. But say I become super famous, right? What if someone then watches this video because this blows up and then it's like, shoot, now we can just text the president all the time. That would
Mr.
stink.
President, my neighbor's being annoying.
Yeah. Or Mr. President, I want to know what bird seed to attract blue jays. I don't want that. So just have them comment it on this video and then I will reply.
Jake,
Okay.
you will be the Blue Jay president.
Yes.
You'll be known as the Blue Jay president.
Whole peanuts. That's how you get Blue Jays. They love whole peanuts.
No, it's like Eisenhower's known, or not Eisenhower. What's his name? Carter's known for his peanuts. Roosevelt's known for like his horse. Like the OG. Roosevelt's known for his horse. You're known for your Blue Jays. You have like Blue Jays all over your arm.
They're a big, cool bird. I would not mind. Okay, cool bird.
Or pigeons. You just have like pigeons.
I don't like pigeons. They are gross and disgusting. They are city rats. They are rats with wings. Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take? Yeah. Is that like a standoffish statement to say pigeons are rats of the sky? They are dirty.
I mean, I think that's like an agreed statement that most people agree with, except for like pigeon people. But Jay, you're gonna be the next the pigeon lady from Home Alone. Was it 4?
I was about to say there's no pigeon people except for the lady from Home Alone 2. She loves her pigeons. She would not like my story.
I meant like the real life version of the pigeon lady in LA. Like not like the actor, but like a pigeon lady. Because it was just like I was walking home from work. I got out of work early. I was heading home, and I just see this homeless lady like feeding the birds. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm just like, huh, should I stop and like say hello? Because like everything I've learned growing up, like it's don't talk to strangers.
Wow.
But Home Alone taught me talk to the pigeon lady because she's really nice and she could save you in the future. So I talked to the pigeon lady and she's like super nice. Dude, she's just crazy about birds.
That almost really scared me because I thought you were going to walk up to her, you were going to go, hi, ma'am, how's it going? And she would like go, caw, and then all her pigeons would attack you. I was worried when you
throw seeds at me.
I was worried when you were telling me that story that you were going to be mauled by pigeons. I mean,
it happened, but for a different reason.
Birds, they are bird rats. That is what
They are rats.
There's one thing people can take away from this video. It is pigeons are rats of the sky. I hate that.
That's true. Thumbnail.
Rats
pigeons
of the
are rats of the sky. Just this entire podcast about rats of the sky.
Yeah, I mean, that's quality content.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah. No, but dude, she was like surprisingly like cool. Like, I mean, like she was just like crazy about pigeons. She was like, "Aren't they beautiful creatures?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Listen, I mean, it's like I'm talking to the pigeon lady from Home Alone 4. Like she's pretty nice, so I'm gonna be nice back,
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Yeah, I saw. There's also Canadian geese flying over. Apparently, they don't fly over California, so that's a huge deal for her." So she's like, whoa, I was like, yeah, and earlier today I saw geese. I think they were Canadian geese. A pack, they were a swan, whatever the grouping is, of 6 geese flying over, right over there. And she was like, I haven't seen them in like 2 years. I'm like, really? I'm just having a casual conversation about like geese.
Geese, they're vicious. They will attack you, Johnny.
Dude, that's why they're cool.
No, they're not. They are all
geese and swan are tight.
So my dorm is slightly off campus, where it's like here's campus, and then here's the city, a little bit of the city, and then here's my dorm. There's like 400 geese in that little section that isn't campus between my dorm and my classes. And every day on my way to class, I have to like avoid eye contact with like 8 geese. Otherwise, they'll rip my throat out and eat me. They are dangerous creatures.
Nah, dude, they're cool because it's like you don't fuck with them, like they don't mess with you either. They're just like they just chill. But if you get close with them, like they're gonna tear you apart.
That's fair, and they will. They will tear. I mean, wait, Johnny, how many geese do you think you could take in a fight?
Dude, 0. I could maybe take like a baby, like maybe a baby. Those things are vicious.
I could take 1,000 at the bare minimum. Are you kidding me, Johnny? They're so easy. You just get. I hope like PETA doesn't watch this video.
Yeah, no.
But I'd like to clarify this is in self-defense. If 1,000 geese were attacking me, this is how I would come out alive. You just take one by the neck and you just spin it.
Swing it.
And they can't get closer to you. You win.
Well, no, we would have to be like on the ground, like swinging it. And it's open. And they can just jump like towards you while it's open.
Like it'd go like low, high.
You just fly. You
Yeah,
just
I
start
just
flying.
fly away, and I'd win. I think I could beat up geese, but they are dangerous creatures.
Yeah.
I would not get near one.
You know, dude, in front of my house there was I think it was not a cardinal. It might have been. It's like a blue jay or something, or some bird was like had a nest, like in the tree like, in front of my house, and like it was like defensive of its baby, and it would attack me to school every single day in elementary school, and I mean like attack me, like it would chase me like about like you know where I live, right? I live in
I
the same
know where
place.
you live. In a
Like you know
non
that is relative to NCC, right?
very close.
Like
Very close.
halfway, they would chase me halfway to school before giving up.
That is
So like
horrible.
those birds, and they're tiny, but they're vicious.
That is yeah. I mean, birds are creepy. I don't like their eyes. They have creepy little beady eyes. They have demon eyes. I don't like them. I don't like them near me. So yeah,
Well, your coworker would disagree with that.
that is true. He loves birds. He thinks they're pretty neat. I like talking about seed because it's how I make money. I like talking about what seeds attract them. But yeah, some people like
He's
birds.
a bird guy. You're a seed guy.
I'm a seed guy. Jake Gross, seed guy.
Seed guy. 2020. Seed guy 2020.
Seed guy 2020. All right. So we should probably change topics off birds because I don't know if you're
no.
want to hear a
We've been talking
long podcast
birds
about
for like
birds.
20 minutes now.
Well, I mean, come on. There's so much.
I mean, it's a great topic, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Let's talk about. Remember, we used to have a debate about who's the better Spider-Man. You would say Tobey Maguire. I would
John,
say.
if you say anyone besides Tobey Maguire, you're wrong.
Well, listen, Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker,
Okay.
but Andrew Garfield was a better like Spider-Man, and Tom Holland's like right in the middle. He's like the middle child. He's a child, but he's like the child of those two.
I understand where you're coming from, but you just have to understand when I watch the 2002 Spider-Man movie, it is perfect. Tobey Maguire, the suit looks awesome. Like Green Goblin, James Franco is the Green Goblin's son. That is a perfect movie. It is a perfect movie. It will never be not nostalgic. Uncle Ben getting shot, I cry every time. Like, it's a movie. And I just like, it's so nostalgic and so good. And he's just the perfect Peter Parker. And Andrew Garfield's so lame because they want me to
he is kind of lame. As like Peter Parker, he's pretty lame.
They want me to believe he's like getting bullied, but he's also like 4 inches taller than all of his bullies. And he's like at
in
least
better shape than them.
Tobey Maguire looks lame. Like he looks like some guy you would see like.
My guy does not look lame. He looks like a 10 out of 10 model.
Look, I love him more than anyone in the world. He's a perfect human being, but he doesn't. He looks like he would get bullied. Andrew Garfield.
That's true. Does not.
Does
he looks
not.
like he would be the bully.
Yeah, exactly.
He would bully Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yes.
And Tom Holland's just watching in the background, like
crying, just watching the background crying.
Just crying, dude. It's Spider-Man. It's weird because like all the scenes that like people hate, I love from like Spider-Man 3. The like the walking, like what I'm talking about. The Tobey Maguire walking after you put on like the black suit. He was just like
great scene.
Fuck, dude, I love that scene.
That's how I walk. I do the same exact thing.
Dude, people hate that scene. I'm like, it's the best scene in the movie.
Well, 3 is a good movie. Spider-Man 3 is a good movie. Everyone says it's bad. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's exciting. It's fun. And I'll forever be sad that Spider-Man 4 never came out. I'll forever be sad.
That's well, technically, but not the same actor. But yeah, it's sad. What happened to Spider-Man 2? Because 1 was
Who's the best one? Doc Ock.
Oh yeah,
That's one.
that's right. No, I thought no, because you're probably right. I don't know. I was kind of thinking that 2 was like also 1, that they kind of like made it one movie.
They're pretty similar. They're both really, really good, but 2's better. Yeah, 1's Green Goblin.
Pretty close, and then 3 is just like completely different. They just said he is his own enemy now.
It's still good. I liked it.
It's
just too many enemies. They had too many villains. Because they had James Franco, Sandman, and Venom. Like, it was kind of ridiculous.
Dude, I like Sandman. Like, I feel like he was like a reasonable villain because he wasn't like.
He wasn't evil.
Because he was like, yeah, he wasn't evil. He was like, you got where he was coming from, and like I agreed with Sandman. Like I recently rewatched that movie, and I was like, Sandman's not wrong. He's like, I mean, technically, he's just doing like what he needs to do to like protect his family.
To be fair, he was also like a bank robber.
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, like, wasn't his daughter like sick, or like his wife was sick or something, and that's why he had to rob the bank.
His daughter was sick, but I'm sure there are better ways to get money than robbing a bank to get money for your daughter. Like, he was a bad dude. Like, he had a gun and shit. Like, it was an armed robbery.
I mean, Spider-Man could be considered a bad guy.
No.
For messing up what's his name's life. For the if anyone's the villain, Spider-Man is the villain.
A good man, Spider-Man.
Oh. This connection's not very good, but it's all right. Let's take this back to crew a little bit, just because I feel like that's where we might have a lot more to.
Yeah.
And I have somewhere I'm leading to with this. If you can predict where I might be leading with.
No. Amnesia.
Amnesia. 100% amnesia.
I don't.
Yeah, I remember like, because we're talking about like. Physically it broke us, and like our prime was probably when we were like 14, but to be honest, like when I was 14 is probably like my fifth. No, when were we freshmen? That like was
15, 16.
What year? Yeah, 15, 16. Like that was like low key my prime, because like let's be honest, I've never been in better shape than when I was like. When we were doing like hour-long Indian runs, stair runs, Indian runs back, and then we had the 2 hours of rowing.
That is true. That was a lot of fitness. That was a lot of working out all the time, nonstop. Yeah. But yeah, I could not do that today. I could not do that.
I know, dude. I tried getting on the erg, and I struggled.
Yeah, it's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, it's the weird thing is that. Like literally for every year I've done it, I'm like, this is my last year. This is my last year. I'm quitting after this. But I just never quit until the 1 year I said, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna stick through it. Aww. And then I got injured. I'm like, I'm not gonna be RG3. I'm not gonna be RG3. I'm gonna call it.
Fair enough. I mean, injuries happen. Yeah.
But when I got out, it was right before we had the what was it? There was like the texts were like
the Me Too movement. Our team got Me Too'd.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk on that.
You signed a subpoena.
Confidentiality agreement, or like a CBS. That's not what the term is. But yeah.
CBS.
I don't look, I just feel like some guys, I'm not going to state their names, sent some texts that were very, very, very offensive about some girls on the team, and those texts leaked. And then those guys were punished. The team was punished for allowing an environment where texts could be sent like that. We did not row at the state championships that year. And then some people ended up being kicked off the team. But then I feel like the team after that got really close, and it was very wholesome. Like, the guys and girls team were very, like, divided before that. And then after, like, a couple bad people got removed, it became very cohesive. So it kind of became wholesome. But it was a bad situation. Very bad.
Yeah. Because I remember I had two people. This is confidential. Not really. They probably wouldn't give a shit if I shared it, but just for their own security, two people who had tried to say, here, John, do you want to see the text? I was like, no, I don't want to see it. Just because I was terrified that Dan was gonna like pull me out of the class and be like, did you know about this? Like, have you seen these texts?
Yeah.
I was like I was genuinely terrified that I would get like pulled into this. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't want to see it. Like it's not my business. See, and I explained it. I'm like, listen, if I get called in by Dan, and he's like, Johnny, have you seen it? I'm terrified. I'm not going to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad tests at the time. At the time, some of them I just never saw, but some of them I did see were pretty bad, and they were just like kind of like, why are you saying that? Like, it's just rude. It's just mean. But no one thought to like be like, stop. Everyone was just kind of like, ugh, like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
But then looking back on it, it's like, ooh,
that's pretty bad.
Those were pretty awful. Those were pretty damn bad. Yeah.
There was shit, what was it with this? God damn it. I have like 3-second memory. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna say this. And I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Well, the big problem was, like, I was friends with people on the girls' team. And then I was also friends with some of the guys who had sent those texts. So it was
in a weird position.
It was very weird because it's like all of a sudden now I'm realizing like, oh, these guys are kind of douchebags. But then I'm also like, oh, I've known them for all these years now, and like, yeah, they have their flaws, but like, they're goodish people. Now I don't really talk to either of them somehow, so I guess it's for the best. But still, they were my friends before that.
Yeah.
Kind of during too, but yeah.
Because I think that this kind of toxicity, I think, like it was definitely around because I'm not sure, but I always kind of kept crew at a kind of an arm's length where like. Because you guys had kind of fully committed to like the group, like people you rode with, were like your friends, and that's who you hung out with. Not just like during school, but after like during practice, but also like after school, like outside of practice.
Yeah.
But I always had like my own different like social circle. Just because I think early on I kind of recognized this like toxicity a little bit. Like it was because I know that they were definitely like, in the year before us. There's a couple people I can think of who it definitely this kind of energy came from them.
Oh, yeah. That's actually very much like, I ain't trying to throw blame, but like, no, like those dudes kind of, a lot of them, some of them were good dudes. A lot of them I did not. I really did not like a lot of them.
Yeah. It was like, instead I kind of kept, I always kept kind of some foot out of the door just in case.
Yeah.
And dude, when this hit, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of this.
Yeah.
I dodged a bullet.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to keep doing your podcast about this, you ought to have one of the girls on the podcast talk about this. But I don't know if they ever want to bring that up again because it was not fun. It was not fun, and it would suck to have been them. Feel bad.
But one of the people, I know who one of the people are who did it. I'm not sure about the other person. I'm not sure who the other person is. But 100, looking back, I feel a little bad. But I 100% threw that one person under the bus without even knowing who it was. I was just kind of like, because like you get to know these people, like you spend a lot of time with like these people. Like we spend a lot of time together. And like you get to know like people, and I was kind of like, oh, I know who did it. Like I know who, like I definitely know who said it. Just based off personality.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you had to have me guess, I would probably guess the same thing. But I was friends with him, so kind of like it blows. We don't talk anymore, and I mean, it does make me a little sad because we were friends. But it also probably is for the best because what he did was wrong. But I also feel like people can grow from their mistakes and probably not the same person they were when they made those mistakes. But yeah.
Yeah. One time when I was coming back from school, I went to a coffee shop and we just talked.
Yeah.
So like, we just talked and he was like, yeah, I fucked up. Like he was just straight up like, what I did was bad. I mean, this is the guy I told you who's completely different now than who he used to be. I think I told you this over Snapchat. He's completely different. But like he was like, yeah, I fucked up. Like I was definitely in the wrong. He was like, I haven't really kept in touch with anyone.
Yeah, not me.
I was like, that's really sad. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, I haven't really kept in touch with a lot of the people. Cause like once I left, I think for me, I had to do some like distancing to just like to reset.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because I remember at doing some lunches, I was going down to talk with you guys. I mean, given it was like also a rap battle with Ben,
Benson Police.
but part of it, but I kind of stepped away a bit for a little bit. I dropped by less
Mm,
to you guys just because I was like I need to figure out like what my next steps are. Like what's life post crew.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't row in college. I miss it a little bit because I miss being in great shape all the time. But
Yeah.
also, I would be rowing with a bunch of 6'8" dudes who are way stronger than me and way better than me. And I'd have to wake up at 4 a.m. to row. And I don't
Yeah.
know if I have that commitment.
So Jake, you would pretty much just be me all throughout high school.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
relatively speaking.
relatively speaking, yes. Well, I enjoyed being in high school the tallest guy there. I will
that's,
not have that success at a Division I rowing program. So,
that's
yeah. But I just have so much spare time now, and I'm obviously not in as good of shape, but we're working on it.
I
We're
think
working.
I think we've all gotten out of shape just because it's
Yeah.
like it's hard.
I mean,
Like, especially like, it's different.
you go from like rowing like 3 hours a day every single day, sometimes more, and to like just whatever you do. I just play a lot of basketball and I lift weights. That's about it now.
Yeah. Let's have a actually I was thinking about lifting weights in what was it? What was it? Sophomore year, we went to the gym a lot. Do you remember that? It was like during the summer. So
Yeah.
in
Well,
shape.
it was really anything to get out of erging. That was me and a couple, probably you
Yeah.
and some other
Yeah,
guys.
and I know I joined in.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of joined in because I enjoyed working out. So one of the things I miss the most is like obviously your quote, the camaraderie. Um,
I would never. Don't say my quote. I would never say a word like camaraderie. I would
Jake,
never
I'm
say.
putting you on blast. You know what I'm
I
talking
would,
about.
there is no chance I would use a word like that. I would say my dogs. I would say I miss having my dogs around.
But what about the camaraderie?
No camaraderie.
Shit.
I don't like that word.
Not anymore.
I don't know what you're saying anymore. Oh,
But for me, that was one of the things I missed. But like it was, but when we went to the gym, I remember like we were lifting weights and we didn't do enough like leg day.
yeah, I
Like
guess.
I wasn't happy with the amount of leg day, so I would do like 2 hours of leg day and then like 3 hours with you guys.
Yeah.
And so I was exhausted by the end of that because I would do like no, it was an hour of like rigging. Then I would do like my own leg day because I'd do like squats,
Mhm.
and then like no whatever the other like exercise I would do for the day. But it was like mainly squats,
Yeah.
because I was big into squats back then.
Yes.
And then we would work out, and it was usually upper body.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was mainly no. I'm trying to think. I don't think we worked out that much together. I think our schedules for whatever reason kept on not lining up. Because I know we have a couple. I know we did a couple times.
Yeah.
But I think for me it was mainly with was Jackson.
Asher,
Uh,
Zach.
uh, no, I don't. It was Jackson. I know. Yeah, Asher, Jack Brody,
Oh,
and
fun game.
Asher.
It's a fun
Dude,
group.
I remember, yeah,
I probably lifted with like Huguenot Corcoran, maybe Zach, but probably Huguenot Corcoran.
the horseman. Yeah.
Yeah, good old days. What?
Uh,
What am I gonna say?
yeah, I find it hard to like stay in shape. Honestly, it's hard because
Mhm.
because it's easier to work out when it's like when there's stakes, you know.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because like when I was like, 'cause when I was putting in the extra hours, it was because like all right, I need to like I'm shorter, so I need to like compensate with like
Mhm.
more leg mass, because I was like I am more upper body than lower body. Like
Mhm.
proportionally speaking, I have more upper body. My hips are
Yeah.
low. I have low hips.
Mhm.
Um, so I was like, I need to compensate with like just more leg power, which is why I squatted. And so
Oh
I
yeah,
would like squat I would squat like twice my body weight.
that is very impressive.
So um, yeah.
I would
I don't know.
say one other thing, real quick. Biggest thing I'd miss from crew: the fashion. I miss the
The
fashion.
Crocs. The
Well, look,
Crocs.
the Crocs. I had great Crocs always. I always had great Crocs. But also, I would always like make sure that the dudes I would row in with, we always had like an outfit for an event towards the end, senior year especially. When I was in the four with Billy, Corcoran, Zach, Asher. By the way, my first time ever rowing in a four was that race. I had never touched a four, and I had to race
I
5,000
remember this.
meters in it.
So, and I waited till the end.
We got
Good for you
fifth
guys.
place. We got fifth place. I had never touched a four before in my life.
Well, wasn't it like out of 6?
No, it was out of like 28, Johnny. Don't diminish these numbers. It was fifth out of 28 boats.
I don't know.
Okay?
I remember it a little different. I never had a concussion, so
Look,
could have
it was
been out of
fifth
6.
out of 28, and we would have got first if Billy didn't make a bad call. Okay? Everyone was like losing their mind. Great time. But anyway, I made sure that we dressed to impress. So we wore ties,
I remember this. Yeah.
shirts, and shorts. Okay? Because that's fashion back in the day. Then for Stotesbury, so at Stotes, we like got disqualified or something over a technicality senior year. But then we went back the next week to nationals, and everyone in our boat wore all black. You know why we wore black, Johnny?
No.
Because it was a funeral. It was going to be a funeral for all the other teams.
Oh no.
Yeah, we wore black because it was the other team's funeral. We got fourth place, so we didn't quite live up to
Not quite a funeral.
But yeah,
But it was out of. But that would have been out of what? Fourth out of.
like 100. I don't know, a ton. Not
Okay.
100.
Well, that's
Right.
better than fourth. That's better than fifth out of 6.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
and
no,
again,
it was like out of 8, something like that. The first one
it
was.
was out of 28, John.
It was not out of 20, Jake.
After this, I will pull up the like gosh darn Rower Central or whatever it's called, Row 2K, where they have all the results, and I'll send them to you.
Well, no, because remember I was making fun of you guys because it was because you were like, yeah, we got fourth. I'm like, out of 6. I guess like, you beat half the no, you beat like half the teams. It was like fourth out of 8. Like you beat half the team.
Out of 28 people, 2-8.
There were not that many people that had.
It was
had fours.
Potomac. It was head of the Potomac. It was a large race in Washington D.C. Okay?
Yeah, I remember that. I was the only one that stayed till the very end. I remember this.
The full event, and it was big, and we did well, and we could have won. And it was my first time ever in a 4. All right, but yeah, so great outfits always. I always made sure we had great outfits.
That's true. Yeah, no, I said because there was always you guys as like the pack. You know, there was like the 4 horsemen plus
Huguenot.
Huguenot.
Zach.
Yeah.
Like Zach. Yeah.
Well, Zach is part of that.
Oh, he's in that. Yeah, he's in
horsemen.
that. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
But there was kind of like that group.
Mhm.
And remember my way of connecting was through the memes. That's how I found my space in the team. I'm like, I might not be very good, but I make
Great
the best memes.
Just hella memes.
So I was very disappointed when I saw on your Instagram there was Instagram you had a meme. It was when your girlfriend
Renee
was gonna visit you. You were like, she's gonna visit me, and there was like meme was a Spider-Man like kissing MJ, and I was like, I'm hurt. Like, you didn't come to me to Photoshop.
To make the edit. Look, here's the thing. I didn't Photoshop it. I screenshotted the Spider-Man picture. I took a picture of us, and I used the Snapchat cut thing to cut our faces out. And then I put the Spider-Man picture in Snapchat and put the stickers of our faces on it. It was meant to look terrible, okay? It was ironic.
I mean, you have to admit, I was like,
you would have done a better job. You would have done a better job than me.
I was a pro.
You were pretty gosh darn good with the whole editing and photoshopping.
That was all on my phone too, because I didn't have any. I still don't have any editing software, like any like drawing, photoshopping on my computer. So I used like a free phone app, whatever it's called. I was just like, I would like zoom in times 20 and just like slowly do it. So I was thorough.
All right.
I think.
And pretty late.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll leave it at this. Thanks for coming on. It's been
No
an
problem.
hour and 15 minutes, just about an hour and 15 minutes.
All right, pretty good. Pretty
Hopefully
good.
everything works because last time I was having problems. So
Oh no. I hope this works.
all
I'll
right,
be really sad if I'm not up. When will I be
I will
up?
too. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think I'm gonna do like every 2 weeks. I'm just gonna do like an upload, like of the full, like the full interview.
Yeah.
But once I actually like have the interview out, like I'm gonna like spread out like little chunks of the
Yeah.
interview and have like little clickbait things where it's like highlights,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like this is one highlight of like one conversation we had, or
Mhm.
one like segment of the conversation we had. Here's the full link below to the full thing, so I can get 2 views instead of 1.
That's smart. So
So
when do I think
that's
it'll go up? Saturday or 2 weeks from Saturday?
I think 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Who'd
Yeah,
you interview?
I still have to figure this out because I might because I don't know. It's because I want to have it narrow enough where it's not too spread out, but like spread out enough that I have enough space to like
Yeah.
thoroughly do the work. Because again, I am actually like editing it because
Yeah.
I'm editing the
3 things.
like
Yeah.
the zoom, the camera, and the screen record. Which on this one I don't have any screen records because we didn't bring anything up.
Okay.
But that's fine. It was like just in case if we did, I would have it available.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
all right.
Wait, real quick, who'd you have yesterday?
I don't know. Yes, I had Claire. I don't know. I don't think you know her. No.
Is there anyone coming up I know?
Let me check. Probably. Yes. There's someone you might know from elementary school. I'll text you it because I'm gonna upload because I'm uploading yours before his.
Okay.
So I'll send you a text. You might know. I'm sure you know him, but from elementary school.
And real quick, is there anyone you want me to convince to go on your podcast? Like any crew guy you want me to tell them, like, hey, yo, go on Johnny's?
Who do you have in mind?
I could get anyone. Anyone, Johnny. Give me a name. I'll get him.
So I know Asher's gonna come on sometime in the summer. We haven't figured that out yet.
I could get Asher sooner than that. I could get you Asher tomorrow.
Do your own. You just do your own thing. Like, here, Johnny, just upload this. Just Photoshop my face on top of yours.